Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport. So I was in YouTube timeout for a while. Wasn't able to do videos. And the reason being, sorry for all the shaking. I still got all this construction on Highway 50. Anyways, so they almost took down my entire channel for the Terrell Buckley I talk about, and how a video I did, man, like last year. Somebody must have went on there and flagged it or something. It was about the microwave, like, but with the chip instead. So micro slash chip. So, anyways, he said it was misinformation. However, I read the articles off of Google, and so I contested it and told them, hey, how can it? Because they said it was misinformation. However, it came from a Google search. So how is that misinformation? So, anyways, I contested it. I said, no, it's BS. And here, so you want to talk about misinformation, right? So YouTube, and you could go on there and check yourself. I'm sure, unless you have like the YouTube Prime, like I have YouTube Music, which I really enjoy because you can build your own library. I used to have the Google Music, but then now they're the same company, so I lost my whole entire library. But if you have like the YouTube Plus or Prime or whatever it's called, where you can skip all the commercials, I'm just on my way out to the shop right now. Today is Sunday, September 12th. So, I don't see how they can label it as misinformation. First off, reading it off of a Google search for the chip thing, and salsa. So, and because now I have to be careful, because now, I don't know if I'm on YouTube's radar or whatever, but a couple buddies of mine were like, dude, if they literally almost took down your channel for that, something's got to be hitting pretty close to the truth. That's their words, not mine. So you want to talk about misinformation with YouTube. So they obviously have advertisements. Well, there's an advertisement on their commercial, whatever. You put your feet in this, let's see if I can't really, I gotta hold my camera. So, they have a commercial. It's like a foot, like a detoxification or detoxifier or whatever. It's basically like one of those feet baths where you put your feet in there and then you keep them in there for a few minutes, and they show all this gunky crap water that, and maybe you guys have even bought one, but I actually had some pads that I had bought years ago. It's like they stick on the bottom of your feet. And when I would pull it off, it would be pretty dark and gray and black and everything else. So it says it pulled all the decontaminants or decontaminated your body or whatever. I don't know if it worked. I didn't really feel any different. But they're talking about how I posted a misinformation video. So you want to talk about misinformation, back to the subject, Kurt. So you put your feet in this bath, and it changes like a rusty color and black, and just there's like a film that comes to the top. And so I was like, man, that's pretty intriguing. I actually almost ordered one, but I did my due diligence and looked up on YouTube for this product. Well, a guy debunked the whole thing. It's a scam. So what it does is, when you put water in this bath, and then when you put your feet in there and it rises, because it's like ice in a glass, you put ice in water and the level of the water goes up. So it's like your feet. So you put your feet in this thing, and once the water hits these two contacts, it causes like a rust, and that's it, so it's a scam. And so it's not detoxifying you. It's actually just the water hitting these two diodes or whatever, and it changes the water color, and it creates like a film. The guy debunked it. So you want to talk about misinformation, and I know it's their platform. I get it. I don't have to go on there. All these other people are hitting all these other sites or whatever. 90% of my videos are all help videos anyways, whether it be at the shop or what to carry in your bug out bag or what we have, preps and stuff like that. So, got a pimple on the back of my neck. That's one thing I don't like about being at the shop. Like, I've been home 3 months now, since the latter part of like the end of May. So June, July, August, almost 4 months I've been home dealing with this truck. The head is at the shop now, thank God. I got tired of the guessing game. My flaring cup did work. There was no coolant in the diesel, and vice versa. The oil was clean, the coolant was clean, the diesel was clean. However, I was blowing a lot of black smoke. So at that point, I'm just so done with it. I'd already ripped the motor apart 4 times. It was my 4th time. I said, you know what, I'm done playing this guessing game. And anyways, that's for a different video. So yeah, I've been home almost 4 months, and I'm going nuts. So you want to talk about misinformation, and I get, like I said, I get it. It's their platform. However, if you're going to be a hypocrite, you're getting paid to put other people's misinformation out there, because this foot bath thing is a scam. It's a scam. And if you don't believe me, go on YouTube and look up foot bath detoxifier or whatever, and you'll see the guy's video. He's like an engineer, and he debunks all these scam gadgets or whatever. So you want to talk about misinformation, but you're getting paid to broadcast misinformation or scams. So, and like I said, I know it's their platform. I'm just venting a little bit, but now let's get back to the point of the video. So, my wife, being an RN and working for a large conglomerate, she's mandated to get the Terrell Buckley. And on this channel, we call the jab the Terrell Buckley, because Terrell Buckley used to play for the Packers, and he used to call himself the Vaccinator, giving y'all a shot. So that's why we call it the Terrell Buckley. So, my wife, being as she works for a large conglomerate, I won't say the name of it. I don't know if she'll be mad if I say it, but it's a large entity. Well, they had denied medical exemptions, and Wisconsin is one of 44 states that recognizes philosophical and religious exemptions for the Terrell Buckley. And but they had denied one of the gals that she knows that's worked in like the nuclear part of the nuclear or whatever for nuclear part of the hospital for like chemo and stuff like that. I think that's where she works. Anyway, so she almost like died like 11 times from the flu, Terrell Buckley. So she had a doctor that actually submitted, I believe, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, that submitted, hey, listen, she should not take this Terrell Buckley because her life's literally in danger. And so she filed for a medical exemption. And they denied it. So they, of course, rumors being rumors, another large entity hospital said that they also were all the hospitals in Wisconsin now are mandating it. So Wisconsin being one of the 44 states, man, you guys are fucking clipping the motorcycle gang. They said, that they recognize the religious and philosophical exemptions. But yet, and that is your employee rights in your states. But yet, and I know they can still fire you, whatever the case is, and then obviously you have to file a lawsuit. So here is what if you're not going to get this thing. So I've been watching a lot of videos as usual, and there was a professor in Michigan for the state of Michigan, or like Michigan State University, I think it was, and they were mandated to take it, and they said, no, I'm not. I have natural immunities for this, smokescreen. So they fired this professor, and the professor went to an immunologist, and they ran their blood and all this other stuff, and they said, yeah, this person has higher immunity than this Terrell Buckley would give you. So I told my wife about this. And so she was elated. She was ecstatic. I said, you need to go to an immunologist. And that's what you guys should do if you're faced with this. Because so our great POTUS, president of the United System now, not state system, he mandated it for any companies that are 100 employees or more. Well, oh shit, damn it, I wanted to go here. Oh well, I'll have to go stop there tomorrow. So didn't you almost wipe out all the small businesses prior to all this? And I really believe that the reason why they wiped out the restaurants and the small groceries, or the grocers, whatever you want to say, because it would basically, that food would become a source of black market. And I know that's a conspiracy theory side of me. However, a lot of people thought I was nuts that I said Trump wouldn't be reelected because it doesn't meet their agenda. And then I said this thing is going to be mandated. It is going to be mandated. And people literally told me to my face, Kurt, you're losing it. You're nuts. Now we're here. And it's not like, haha, I told you so. I don't want to be right on this. Nobody wants to be right on this. However, this is where I think this is where it's going again. Or even further. Not again, even further. It's going to hit the banking system. And again, Kurt, you're crazy, man. You're losing it. Well, I said Trump wouldn't be reelected, and I said that this thing's going to be mandated, and now it's coming to a company near you. And so that Psaki, that press secretary woman with the red hair, she's a piece of garbage. She's just a blatant liar. And so they had a press conference, and reporters were asking her, can you force these companies to mandate this? She said, yes, we can. And then you had POTUS saying, and I don't believe he's in charge anyways, you know who I'm talking about. He said that if your governor doesn't follow, basically, he didn't say this verbatim, but basically, if your governor doesn't agree with what the United System is doing, the United Systems of America, that he'll step in. Well, what happened when this whole thing and people think Trump is the savior? Trump is not the savior, man. I said this to my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, because they're believers and they're missionaries, and Sarah, my wife, has a great family, amazing family, and they've accepted me for who I am, which I love. And I told them, because they were saying that there were these prophetic people saying that Trump's coming back. It's I'm like, he's not coming back. And why would you want this guy to come back, first off? And people are like, Kurt, you're losing it again. You're nuts. No, you don't. Trump started all this with Operation Warp Speed. Started this. He also donated over $1 billion to the Gates Foundation a few weeks ago. He also is continuing to invest in the pharmaceutical companies. And he's a true patriot. Well, people would say, well, he's a businessman. Well, isn't gluttony one of the 7 sins? I am finally going to get fitted for my braces. They are in at the dentist, thank God. I just haven't had time because of this whole truck and other bullshit stuff. But I will make an appointment. I hate that. Anyways, I'm sorry. So why would you want this person? And people, oh, he's a businessman. Well, if you have that kind of money to literally donate over $1 billion, that's crazy. That you have that kind of money to donate. That's nuts. That's not. There's something nefarious going on there. If you tell me that, oh, it's because he's a businessman. No, man. No. Get that out of your head. He's not the savior. So my mother-in-law and father-in-law, who had said that, there's these prophetic people coming out saying Trump's going to come back and blah, blah. And I said, listen, I truly believe that he was a psyop. I believe that they placed him there to get. So if you have, say, for instance, we'll just take just simple numbers. So you have 50% of the United Systems of America. You have 50% on the left and 50% on the right. Okay, we'll just call it left and right. I know there's, conservatives and liberal. We'll just say left and right. Agreeers and non-agreeers, or non-agreeers, either way. And you're split down the middle, which it seems like the country pretty much was. So now they need to convince the other half, because the one side's going to say, oh yeah, man, you can put anything in my body as long because you love us so much. The other half's going to say, oh hell no, now there's something wrong with that. So now you pull the puppet strings and you place Trump in there. You get him to go against the grain of the political agenda. You get him to go against the grain, right? And you get it to where it's all, I believe this is all choreographed, if you will. So you go ahead and you get this guy in there to go against the grain, because the side that you need to come over and take the Terrell Buckley, you need that side in order to do this population reduction or whatever the case is. That's the only thing I can come up with is it's for that. For whatever reason. I don't know. Kurt, you're losing it, man. You're nuts. Am I? So grab something to drink. Hold on, sorry. So excuse me. So now you get this guy, and I'm telling my mother and father-in-law this, and I'm saying, listen, he started the Operation Warp Speed, right? Yep. He invested, this bill, or donated the bill. Yep. He's currently investing in the pharmaceuticals. Okay. But yet he's a patriot. He's our savior. Well, he's a businessman. Well, one of the 7 sins is gluttony. So we already went over that, right? So they're listening, and now they're getting a little intrigued. And so now you pull this guy in because you need that other 50% to come aboard. Without somebody, so they needed somebody for us to follow, okay, so to speak. Well, we need somebody in there to go against the deep state and to go against the grain and to do all this stuff, so then that we say, oh, wow, it's about time somebody came in and cares about this country. It's about time somebody came in for the American people. Well, then now, if you look at it, people to this day still think that he's going to come back, or that he's still somehow, some way, still manipulating and controlling the behind scenes, if you will. No way. He's a psyop, man. He was placed for us to follow him so he could get the Christian, and I asked my mother and father-in-law this, so when was the last time, seriously, think about this, when was the last time there was a president that the media and public attention, I guess, if you will, when was the last time a president had that kind of focus on their religious beliefs? Trump going during those riots or whatever, Trump going across the street by the church holding up a Bible, and they're saying it was for a photo op. Yeah, I believe it was for a photo op. To show people in front of the people that follow him, show people with the Bible in front of a church, see how Christian I am. And then how many people talked about, well, before he was elected, or, the whole thing, he had like X amount of pastors or religious, like rabbis and religious, people around him praying with him, right? I think it was up to like 11, like 9 to 11 religious, figures around him that he was praying. It's very, they're very open about, he doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, he's very religious. And then Pence, same thing. He's so religious. He's a man of faith, a man of God. He did Bible study in the White House, and you get all these Christians on board like, oh man, he's got to be a good guy. He's got to be a good guy because he's a man of faith. He's a man of God, blah, blah, blah. So now you just took that 50% and now you just increased it to 70 or 80%. Now, I don't believe that their numbers are correct with how many people have gotten this thing. I don't believe it's even close to the numbers. However, you have to look at it from multiple angles. From my view, you have to. I'm constantly looking at things from different angles all the time, and maybe it's just my nature. I don't know. So, but if you think about it seriously, they needed the Christians to come and follow somebody and say, well, if he says that it's not that bad, then I guess I'll get it. If he says this, it can't be that bad. So they needed somebody, that they needed to create somebody that us people could follow. And it seems like it worked, because you have all these people that are still saying he's in control. He's somehow pulling the strings. He's going to come back, blah, blah, blah. If Trump was there, this wouldn't be happening. Trump was the creator of this. And I believe that the whole Operation Warp Speed, I think that was code for, that's how fast they're going to lay it on us, is in warp speed, which it's quite apparent they are. Now, the next thing is it's coming to your bank. I'll put a large bet on it. It's coming to your bank. Because so now they're saying that, 80% of the people have gotten it. And there's 80 million people that have not gotten it. And we're the problem, okay? That's what you're saying. We're the problem. Like I said, I don't think, and those aren't beer bottles clinking in Tabasco. I've ordered some hot sauce from Amazon. They're not beer bottles clinking in my back seat. But yeah, they basically are saying, we're the problem, all this other stuff. If you had 80% of the population that have taken the Terrell Buckley, do you really think that they would be laying it this thick for 100%? No way. No way. Because if it truly is about population reduction, which I truly think it is, then the United Systems of America, they've already met their quota. If it is truly about the reduction, right? They've already met their quota. So why keep pushing it? Why keep pushing? Because the numbers aren't even close. The people are standing up more than they realized, or more than or more than they can actually admit. So they're saying, "Holy shit, man! We need to get on this like now." So there you go. Mandate the hospitals. Mandate any business that has 100 or more employees. Blah blah blah. So on and so on and so on. When that doesn't work, because it won't, because you have the people that are standing up because we're smarter than they thought. You know, we're not just a bunch of monkeys. You can go to work, monkey. You got to stay home, monkey. You got to pay your taxes, monkey. You got to do this, monkey. Good, monkey. Yeah, so we're not as dumb of monkeys as they think we are, right? So now, when they realize, and I think they've already realized, they're just eventually pushing it. As soon as they get to that next phase, which is, you know, you control the food, you control the people, you control the money, you control the people. If you control the food and you control the money, you control the people. You take away the restaurants and the small businesses and grocers that could have actually purchased food because of their regular business, then you just totally eliminated a black market food system. Because they may say, well, man, you know, these large companies are still making a shit ton of money. Well, I'll tell you what, you don't have your Terrell Buckley, I will still sell you this food. So you close down the restaurants, because why were all the big conglomerates still open, right? But the small guys were forced to shut down because they just eliminated the black market food chain, in my belief. So that in itself makes a lot of sense. Eliminate the black market food chain. Go after the food. Go after the money. Everything else is easy. I'm at the shop right now. Yeah. That's my belief. That's my honest to God belief. So, the next phase is the banks, because nothing else is working for them. Nothing else is working for them. It completely wrong garage door opener. There we go. So it completely makes sense when you think about it. So the point of the video is be prepared, obviously, but you need to make sure you have a plan C or D monetarily. You know, we have silver, stuff like that, but you know, have some cash in a safe or hidden in a freezer somewhere, or have cash somewhere around your house. Because when this is coming to the banks, guaranteed. And I will never have to, well, you don't say always and never. I don't feel that I'm going to have to come on here and say, I was wrong. And I hope I am, man. I hope I do have to come on here and say I'm wrong. But it's coming to your bank. You need to make sure that you have a plan B financially to be able to work on getting yourself food, or start preparing now and start buying a lot of food if you don't have food. You know, we have 200 gallons of water at the shop and a shit ton of food and this and that and everything else. And I'm okay with telling people that, because at the end of the day, I'd rather die with my finger on the trigger, helping people, than live in fear, like my wife says, and be a slave at the end of the day. I would honestly rather do that. So yeah, so it's coming to your bank. Guaranteed it's coming to your bank. It's coming to your bank. Don't think it's not. And I sent this to my brother-in-law. Tim, what's up, baby? How you doing, brother? You cannot have population reduction unless you have complete control and power. Or a word basically was, you cannot have population reduction without complete power and control. There is no in between. If you truly believe, as we do, and as a lot of our friends, more friends are coming out of the woodwork now, and more family now, saying this just doesn't make sense for a 1% fatality rate. So if you truly believe how we believe, that it is about the reduction, you cannot have complete reduction without power and control. Period. They're in it to win it. They're not stopping. This isn't like, we're halfway in, we'll see. No, they are 100% in, and they are not stopping. They are in it to win it. Trust me when I say this. They are in it to win it. You cannot have reduction unless you have complete power and control. And if you think you're one of my friends or brothers, or if you think I'm nuts, hey, I'd rather be nuts and be prepared than not be prepared and think I'm not nuts. Go figure that one, right? So, anyways, I am at the shop. Got to get back to work here. Head should be done this week, I hope. So, but anyways, just think about it, man. Just honestly think about it. Because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. And stop thinking that Trump's our savior. He's not. He's not. He's not. He's not. Think about it. Why would he be totally going across the grain this? Because they needed that other 50%. But again, I really truly don't believe that their numbers are correct, because if they were, if you got 80% of, you only have 80 million left that haven't gotten the Terrell Buckley, then you met your quota. These numbers aren't real. They're not real. They're fabricated. The system is corrupt, obviously. So, anyways, I'm done babbling. Let me know what you think in the comments section, because it's coming. It's coming. Be prepared, man. Anyways, I truly hope this video finds you well. I'm glad maybe after this video, I might be actually taking off for good. Hopefully that's why I talk about this instead of that or whatever, and real words, because obviously, and I won't be listing any more bad lists. I mean, I'm going to make it like way different so YouTube doesn't take me down. But anyways, I truly hope this video finds you well. I truly do. And please like and subscribe to the channel.